1. Tragic explosion claims lives of 3 LA Sheriff's deputies. 2. Tragic explosion at LA Sheriff's training facility. 3 deputies killed. 3. Deadly explosion at LASD training facility. 3 deputies killed. 1. Tragic explosion claims lives of 3 LA Sheriff's deputies. On July 18, 2025, the law enforcement community was shaken by a tragic event that left 3 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies dead. Attorney General Pamela Bondi described the incident as a horrific, a term that underscores the gravity of the situation. Sources reported to ABC News that the deputies were likely working with explosives when the blast occurred. This specialized training takes place at the Special Enforcement Bureau compound, which also serves as the home base for the bomb squad. The facility is equipped with the necessary tools and expertise to handle such dangerous materials, but clearly, something went terribly wrong. Emergency responders from multiple agencies rushed to the scene to assess the damage and provide assistance. Arson investigators from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, and the Los Angeles Fire Department joined forces with the FBI to investigate the cause of the explosion. Their combined efforts are crucial in understanding how such a tragic accident could have happened and preventing similar incidents in the future. In the aftermath of the tragedy, officials expressed their condolences. Attorney General Bondi took to social media to ask everyone to pray for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, emphasizing the bravery and dedication of its officers. Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors Chair Catherine Barger echoed these sentiments, calling it a terrible tragedy and offering support to the department during this challenging time. This incident raises important questions about safety protocols in law enforcement training facilities. But here's where it gets controversial. Could there have been measures in place to prevent such a disaster? And this is the part most people miss. How do we ensure that the essential work of preparing officers for dangerous situations does not come at such a high cost? As this story continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder of the risks faced by our law enforcement professionals every day. It also highlights the need for continuous improvement in safety practices. What do you think? Should there be more stringent regulations for handling explosives in training environments? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Tragic explosion at LA Sheriff's training facility. 3 deputies killed. A sudden, gut-wrenching blast has rocked Los Angeles, cutting short the lives of 3 sheriff's deputies and leaving an entire community grasping for answers. The explosion ripped through a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training site just after sunrise on Friday, around 7:27 a.m. Pacific. Fire crews raced to 1000 Northeastern Avenue in East LA, the grounds of the Eugene Biscayler's Regional Training Academy, only about 5 miles from City Hall, only to discover a heartbreaking scene. For anyone unfamiliar with the academy, it is where future deputies drill in everything from firearms safety to crowd control. Recruits often describe the campus as a crucible that forges both skill and camaraderie. That context makes today's loss feel even more personal for the agency's roughly 18,000 employees. But here's where it gets controversial. Investigators have not yet identified a cause. Was it an accident involving training materials? A gas leak in an old building? Something far more sinister? Officials are keeping every possibility on the table, fueling speculation among law enforcement veterans and nearby residents alike. Federal, state, and local resources converged at the academy within minutes. The Los Angeles City Fire Department handled immediate medical aid and site safety, while specialists from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, and the lapped bomb squad began combing through debris for explosive residue or structural weaknesses. Even the U.S. Attorney General, Pam Bondi, confirmed that federal agents were on site. She urged the public to pray for the families of the fallen while vowing to uncover exactly what happened. Adding to the gravity, Representative Jimmy Gomez, whose district encompasses the blast zone, issued condolences to loved ones and first responders alike. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass reminded residents that the thoughts of all Angelenos are with those impacted. Iran Governor Gavin Newsom activated the state's Office of Emergency Services to offer full logistical support. And this is the part most people miss. Overlapping jurisdictions can complicate, rather than speed up, an inquiry. Multiple agencies bring expertise, yes, but they also introduce layers of protocol that must be coordinated. If the Corps involves a training procedure gone wrong, liability questions could pit county risk managers against union representatives. If it turns out to be foul play, federal prosecutors may step in and shift the entire legal landscape. Hilda Solis, the LA County Supervisor for the district, voiced particular sorrow. In close contact with Sheriff Robert Lunar, she emphasized her commitment to transparent updates, acknowledging that both grieving colleagues and rattled neighbors deserve timely information. For readers not steeped in local law enforcement structure, the LA County Sheriff's Department is the largest sheriff's agency in the United States. Its deputies patrol county jails, courts, unincorporated communities, and dozens of contract cities. A single high-impact event at its primary training ground thus reverberates far beyond academy walls, affecting public safety staffing across the region. As the investigation moves forward, key questions loom. Were explosives being used as part of a training scenario, or was this a spontaneous equipment failure? How robust are safety audits for facilities built decades ago, but now handling modern tactical gear? Should county and federal agencies rethink how many live-fire or hazardous exercises occur in densely populated neighborhoods? Bold opinion ahead. Some critics argue that, in the rush to prep deputies for real-world threats, academies nationwide have pushed safety margins too far. Others counter that law enforcement training is already heavily regulated and that today's tragedy is a rare, unforeseeable anomaly. So, where do you stand? Do you believe training facilities need stricter oversight, or would additional red tape undermine readiness? Should local residents have more say in what kinds of exercises take place next door? Share your perspective, agreement or dissent, in the comments below. The conversation could shape the reforms that come next. This story is still developing. Check back for updates as officials release more details and, hopefully, provide some measure of closure to all those grieving. 3. Deadly explosion at LASD training facility. 3 deputies killed. Shock and grief blanket Los Angeles after a training blast claims 3 sheriff's deputies, and the questions are only just beginning. Early Friday morning, at roughly 7:30 a.m., a sudden explosion tore through a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, LASD, training compound in the City Terrace neighborhood of East LA. The blast, which initial investigators believe was accidental, killed 3 deputies on the spot and sent waves of alarm across Southern California's law enforcement community. A quick primer for those new to the acronyms. LASD stands for Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the nation's largest sheriff's agency. The facility in question routinely trains special enforcement units, including the elite bomb squad that handles suspicious devices countywide. LACOFD refers to the Los Angeles County Fire Department, whose crews were first on scene to secure the area and search for additional victims. ATF is the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. The FBI needs no introduction. What we know right now. According to preliminary reports gathered from on-scene personnel, sheriff's specialists were manipulating explosive materials as part of routine training when something went catastrophically wrong. 3 deputies, all believed to be seasoned members of the department's Special Enforcement Bureau, lost their lives instantly. At this stage, officials have not confirmed any additional injuries, although first responders combed the area to make certain no one else was trapped or hurt. The site remains an active investigation zone, cordoned off while authorities sift through debris for clues. Who is responding? Los Angeles County Fire Department, deployed engines, paramedic units, and hazmat teams. Lapped Bomb Squad, invited by LASD leadership for extra technical support, a rare but not unprecedented show of interagency cooperation. FBI and ATF, federal agents specializing in post-blast forensics, are now cataloging evidence and interviewing witnesses. Governor's Office of Emergency Services briefed Governor Gavin Newsom and placed state resources on standby. And this is the part most people miss. Because the compound often stores live training explosives, investigators must rule out every possibility: defective detonators, improper storage temperatures, even minute static discharges. Each scenario has vastly different policy implications, from budget allocations for new equipment to stricter federal oversight. Heartfelt messages pour in. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass confirmed the city's bomb technicians are assisting and asked residents to keep the deputies' families in your thoughts. County Supervisors Catherine Barger and Hilda Solis issued separate but equally emotional statements, both pledging to monitor developments closely and to support grieving colleagues. "My heart is heavy," a Barger wrote, while Solis emphasized the importance of a thorough investigation. Federal attention arrived swiftly as well. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi posted on X, formerly Twitter, that FBI and ATF teams are working hand-in-hand with local agencies and urged the public to pray for the families. But here's where it gets controversial. Some observers note that training facilities like this one are often decades old and may not meet modern safety standards. Others counter that the deputies involved were among the most highly trained in the county, implying that freak accidents can happen no matter how many safeguards are in place. The debate is likely to intensify once the official cause of the explosion is released. A note on early confusion. Initial news flashes described the location as Monterey Park, likely because the sprawling Biscaylours Training Academy sits near multiple jurisdictional lines. Authorities confirm the deadly blast occurred on the City Terrace side of the complex, but early mix-ups underscore how fluid breaking news can be. What happens next? Forensic engineers will reconstruct the explosive device, or whatever remains of it, to identify failure points. LASD will conduct an internal safety audit, while state and federal regulators decide whether external oversight is warranted. Funeral and memorial arrangements for the fallen deputies will follow once next of kin notifications are complete. Thought-provoking questions for you. 1. Should aging law enforcement training sites be retrofitted immediately, no matter the cost, or are existing safeguards sufficient? 2. Do you believe interagency cooperation, local, state, federal, improves investigation quality, or does it sometimes create bureaucratic gridlock? 3. Finally, how much transparency should the public expect when the explosive materials involved are classified for security reasons? Share your perspective, agree, disagree, or offer a new angle altogether. Your comments could help shape the ongoing conversation about safety, accountability, and the risks first responders face every day. This story is still unfolding. Stay tuned for verified updates as investigators piece together the events that led to this devastating loss.